Hello, welcome to Scarah Screamcast. It's me, Scarah, damsel of the doomed. Joining us today is an absolute powerhouse of a performance artist, a multi-award winning, multidisciplinary dancer, and the creative force behind the core quorum. Whether she's commanding the stage with classic Egyptian belly dance, dazzling audiences with high-stakes fire props, or teaching detail-hungry students across Texas and beyond, she brings unmatched theatrical flair to everything she does. Everyone, please welcome Devin Alfather. Oh, well, we can hear an echo over there. Oh, no, Devin, it doesn't always smooth, is it?
That's all right.
Thank you for being on the podcast.
Thank you for having me. That was a great intro. I was so very excited.
Did I say core quorum correctly?
You did.
I
you did.
meant to ask
it's Latin,
you.
but it's not correct Latin. It means the heart of dance.
Okay, well, that's beautiful. But what is it correct for?
I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
It's sort of like that thing in the Monty Python sketch where they say, the Romans, they go home. All the Romans go home, they. It's very heart of dance.
It's like
dancer's heart.
the word order is a little
Yeah.
off, maybe. Okay,
Yes.
well, it sounds beautiful.
So I could hit that alliteration. That's why.
Core quorum.
Yeah.
You came up with the name?
Yes.
I love that. We're going to get all into... I have so many questions for you about
I hope
how
I
you
can
became
answer them
you.
all.
I think you can. It's all in your brain. The dogs, by the way, for everyone who's wondering, they were up here. And then I
know,
switched them
and then
around,
they-
and then I think they think I don't want them up here now, so they're gone.
They might come back. I hope they do. They were
We'll
very
see.
sweet.
They might visit us. Sometimes Herman, if he doesn't sit up here by the end of the podcast, he kind of knows when we're wrapping up, and he'll come over because he wants to be in the thumbnail pic.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not kidding. It's
love
every
them.
time.
They're so beautiful.
They are. They're very handsome. Thank
They're
you.
very handsome boys.
I was telling Devin that they very much, I think, are a little partial to the ladies, and for some reason, Orlock.
And also Orlock.
The
well,
women
good.
in Orlock.
Win for Orlock.
Yeah,
You know?
Gomez sat on Orlock's lap and let him pet him with those giant
With
crazy
the
fingers.
Yes.
You know, it was weird, but I'll allow it. Orlock wasn't hungry, thankfully.
This
so
time.
it was good. So if you put up the Pop Soap logo, we're gonna ask Devin the Pop Soap pop questions of the week. Pop Soap, by the way, I should have brought some out. I'm actually working something out with them eventually where I'm gonna have little soap bars that the guests can have and smell because they make the best selling soap. But you may see them at Bat City this year. They might.
I would like that. Yes.
I'll introduce you.
I love good smelling things.
And
I'm a
people-
huge perfume and good smelly thing fiend.
Oh, good.
So.
You'll love them. And the two people. It's a siblings, a brother and a sister that own it, and they're the sweetest people. Okay. So that's Pop Soap. But so the questions are, it's just three things. What are you drinking these days? It could be right now or just in general. What's your drink? What are you binge watching? What's the third question? Oh my gosh. You answer those and I'll remember the third.
Okay.
Listening to.
Got it. So I'm going to tell you what this is right now without it is from Scarah, and it is a diet Dr. Pepper, a Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper.
with coconut.
Yes.
Coconut in it.
The elusive.
It's very good.
The elusive coconut Dr. Pepper that I couldn't find forever.
But I also pounded a Celsius in the car on the way over.
Okay, yeah.
Because I do that a lot.
Celsius is a popular drink.
It's very potent. But everyone be careful because it's like 200 milligrams caffeine.
Oh.
And I'm a Gestalt language processor, and speech and language is hard for me. And one of the things that I do to like compensate for that is I am highly caffeinated, and it helps me process things quicker just so that I can be normal.
Do you learn language in phrases?
In phrases first is how I did it when I was a kid. And now I can sort of do it the other way around, but that's definitely what I did first, was memorizing entire episodes of television and then reciting them back to my friends.
This is interesting. Did you, would you use those phrases from television shows to communicate?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I would use them to like illustrating similar situations. And I also think that people that do similar stuff with like meme culture and like sharing memes, is one of the reasons why there's a lot of overlap between the two communities that may or may not have a touch of the tism, is that it's a very similar, like, here's a situation that matches another situation, and then plugging in communication into it, because human beings just really want to connect with each other all
That's
the time.
such a good way to explain it. So the way people use memes, they can pull up a meme rather
Yes.
quickly that fits the situation, and they're very good at it.
Yes.
Certain people are.
Yeah.
The same with people that have your style of language processing.
I think it's related.
You would hear.
If I was smarter, I would do a dissertation on it, but I can't. Somebody smarter than me.
I've read
make
up
that
a
dissertation.
lot on this, actually. It's very interesting. I'm very into that stuff. But, oh, wow. Okay, so good to know about you, Devin. I learn something new every day. So what are you binge watching these days?
Okay, so I like to watch the same things over and over again, and I cycle through them. And some of them are weirder, but I'm going to give you the more palatable weird one, which is the series called Chernobyl, released by, I think it was HBO. It is a documentary drama series, and it's only like 6 episodes long.
Terrifying.
It's terrifying. It's a lot. It's I've seen it many times before, so I know what's going to happen. And I will rewatch shows like that over and over again, especially when I'm crafting. Because I don't want to have to learn anything new. I don't want to have to like be surprised by something. And for those of you that also know me, all of my friends that I make them watch the animated The Hobbit. From 1978.
The old?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Yep.
Man.
Yep.
What is it about The Hobbit that you make your friends watch?
We do this thing where we share each other's like favorite movies and like do like a craft night. So we'll put on something that's like palatable for everybody. There's rules to like sharing your favorite things. Like you got to pick a favorite that's reasonable.
Yeah.
That doesn't have any surprising things in it or like upsetting. Like a safe
super like.
Yeah. Say nothing that's gonna like for example, one of my other favorites is The Thing, John Carpenter's The Thing. But that one has animal cruelty scenes in it, and
so
there's
you're not going to
like, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah. Good favorite though. That's a great film.
It's a good pull, and I know all of the songs. My favorite thing about it is the hand-drawn animation and the way that they animate the fire and magic and like the sound effects and also all of Tolkien's songs and words and like the dialogue is lifted directly from Tolkien. So even though it's animated goofily and clumsily, the words and it's voice acted so well. So that's why I like it.
I remember vaguely seeing that. I'm gonna have to rewatch that.
So as long as you watch it with an eye for it to be humorous, it's hilarious. It's great. Some of the animation choices are weird.
Okay.
And I think it's so much more enjoyable when it's looked at unseriously.
Okay. I'm gonna give that a shot. I'm not binging anything lately. I'm in between, but I did just watch a new show on Netflix, a new horror movie, and it's called The Last House. And I liked it up to a point, and then I was like, I don't know if I like it anymore. But I was also really sleepy by that time, so I'm gonna have to rewatch the last 30 minutes. But up until then, it was pretty fun. It was all right, not bad, not a terrible waste of time. Now, what are you listening to?
I just started re-listening to classic Nightwish. Especially on the ride over here. I just started re-listening to the Tarja Truman era where she's got her thick accent and she doesn't pronounce her V's. She pronounces them as W's still because she hadn't lost that yet.
Wait, I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm sorry.
What
there's
is
this band called Nightwish, and they're symphonic metal.
Oh.
And they're very
beautiful.
Epic and they're very earnest, and English is their second language.
Where are they from?
They are from Norway and Finland.
Ooh.
Is the
beautiful.
The two so
okay, so they know what they're doing.
They're very funny. And the accent that I'm referring to is their lead singer, 20 years ago, had a very thick accent, and there was several albums that were released where instead of saying the word villain or like villages, she would pronounce it as villages or willen. And it's unfakeable and it's very authentic. And I'm fascinated by her tone and her pronunciation. So I've been re-listening to all of those.
And you're listening
albums.
to the older stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Nightwish?
Nightwish.
Said Death
yeah.
Wish. Nightwish.
A death wish for Nightwish. And they're very earnest. They're very over the top, like so epic.
Yeah.
But it works because they really mean it. They mean the whole thing.
They lean into it. Yeah,
Yes.
you got to do it that way. As a performer, you can't go halfway with anything.
Gotta commit, man.
You really have to, or it just ruins it.
Yes. If you don't care, why would anyone else
nobody
care?
else is going to give two shits. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're going full 100% and they don't care, well, then it's just not for them, and they're not going to like it either way.
Yes.
But you can definitely win people over by fully
Just
committing.
really meaning it.
I believe so. All right. Let's take off pop soap. I think we have 3 stories, and I'm going to maybe ask you a few things about your opinion. Okay. This first one, Devin.
Okay.
Horror fans are mourning the loss of a beloved cult cinema legend. According to a report from Bloody Disgusting, actor and musician Reggie Bannister has passed away after battling Parkinson's and Lewy body dementia. Bannister first won over horror fans back in 1979, playing the hard-hitting ice cream vendor turned action hero in director Don Coscarelli's cult classic Phantasm. That role launched a multi-decade franchise, with Bannister reprising his iconic character across 4 sequels over nearly 40 years. He went on to amass dozens of film credits, including genre favorites like Bubba Hotep, Wishmaster, and Silent Night, Deadly Night 4, while also producing projects and releasing multiple albums as a musician. In a heartfelt statement shared to social media, director Don Coscarelli wrote, "I lost my hero yesterday. Only Reggie could turn a simple role as an ice cream vendor sidekick into an unlikely action hero for the ages. In real life, he embodied all of the qualities of his character, and he will be sincerely missed." Reggie Bannister was 80 years old. I have not seen the entirety of the Phantasm franchise, but I've seen, I think, the first 3, maybe the first 2. Have you watched any of those old films?
I'm not familiar with that one, but I'm familiar with Wishmaster.
Wishmaster. That's
Loved
your
it.
jam. Yeah. I need to rewatch. It's ages.
Incredible. I love it when actors are like, for every choice you don't make, I'm going to make 3 choices and really, really commit to them. I love that.
Yeah, he was definitely in Phantasm, became, I think, the takeaway. There's 2 characters that people really cheered for, and he was, I think, throughout the whole franchise. The other one was an actor who played a younger boy named Mike, but they, for some reason, got rid of him about midway through the franchise. I don't know why, but that kid and that actor were both great. So he recently passed away, but he's been sick for a while. Not that makes it better, but
yeah,
it was to be expected. But yes, Wishmaster. All right, here's our next one. Nearly 50 years after introducing the world to Michael Myers, horror legend John Carpenter says he's not ready to walk away from Haddonfield just yet. Speaking on the Tape Delay podcast, the master of horror revealed he would jump at the chance to work on the next chapter of the Halloween franchise. When Carpenter was asked whether he expects to have any involvement with the franchise going forward, he said, "They haven't asked me yet, but I sure would." And he also said, I stuck with that franchise over the years. It's important to me and I would love to contribute. Carpenter recently served as executive producer and co-composer for David Gordon Green's recent movie trilogy, scoring hits like 2018's Halloween alongside his son Cody Carpenter and Daniel Davies. It's a surprising legacy for a filmmaker who admits he never wanted a single sequel featuring Michael Myers. Carpenter originally intended for the iconic 1978 ending where Michael disappears into the night to stay that way and to leave audiences hanging without offering a resolution in any sequel. But for now, the filmmaker is focusing on his latest project, Cathedral, a brand new graphic novel and companion album inspired by a nightmare about an abandoned church in Los Angeles. You've seen some of the Halloweens, I'm sure.
Oh, yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, classic.
You like that franchise?
I do. I like it a lot. I especially like it because of how recognizable the music is for it. I have very fond memories of my brother and I making our own homemade haunted houses around Halloween, because we used to live in this wonderful suburban area where you could do that.
Yeah.
Up north in Michigan, where it was a very long, broad Halloween season. It was cold and it was like all of this. So we would definitely use, like back in the day when it was CDs on on a boombox, we would like make our own little mazes and stuff like that. And that was one of the tracks that was super, super iconic.
Nice. I figured I could have guessed that you were somebody that did your homemade Halloween stuff.
Of course we did. Of course we did. Homemade bodies. And my mom was like, great, she's fine. She's fine. Unleash the 11-year-old into the neighborhood.
I love filmmakers that not only like write and direct, but they also write the score for the music. John Carpenter's one of them. I believe Robert Rodriguez has done it. It's so cool.
Yeah.
It's so cool, but I don't know if you see that as much these days, but I'm trying to think of who like what recent filmmaker has done that. I'm sure it's out there. I'll have to look afterwards. Let's do this next one. Why isn't Tony in the dang chat yet? First of all,
Where are you, Tony?
Tony, you in trouble.
What are you doing right
Tony's-
now that's more important than
Tony's
this?
in trouble.
How dare you?
Okay, here's this one. All right, let's see. Universal Studios Hollywood is bringing 2 indie horror powerhouses to this year's Halloween Horror Nights. Just months after Curry Barker's Obsession took over the summer box office, raking in nearly $500 million on a $750,000 budget, breakout star Indy Neverett's character, Freaky Nicky, is coming to life, speaking at Midsummer Scream. Creative director John Murdy confirmed Nicky was a last-minute addition who will roam the park as an unpredictable encounter. Murdy teased guests to adopt a Where's Waldo type of mentality, warning that she could be lurking anywhere looking for her next obsession. She won't be the only one hunting in the crowd. The silent slasher, Art the Clown, fresh off Terrifier 3's $90 million run, is also set to wander as a stalk-around character. They join a stacked lineup of new mazes this season, including Haunted Houses for Sinners, Stranger Things, Evil Dead Burn, the original Hellraiser trilogy, and Ozzy Osbourne's house. Nice. Have you seen Obsession?
I haven't seen it yet. I've seen all the memes.
Yes. You're familiar.
I am familiar with it as I've also seen a lot of think pieces about it and a lot of opinions.
Who's the villain and da-da-da.
Yeah, or like, why aren't you guys getting the themes? And
Yeah.
it's like, I haven't seen it, but
Yeah.
it seems very well themed and it seems easy enough to read.
I think most people would get it. I think it's interesting. I think it's going over a certain generation's head. The boomers, perhaps, for some reason, but
Perchance.
everybody else
Always
that has
the
media
boomers.
literacy, social media literacy. Yeah, it's always the fucking boomers. Everybody else.
It's just boomers in different hats. It's Ronald Reagan
Yeah.
all the way down.
All the way down. It's trickling down. Yeah, they're not. I don't think they maybe are getting it, but it's pretty easily understood what's going on.
Yeah.
For anyone else. But here's what's weird is they're making her a creepy, scary creature.
Okay.
And in the movie, you know, even though
Isn't she a victim
she
in
is
the movie?
she's a victim.
Okay.
So it's weird. It's a little weird that they're having a victim as a monster, but also it's just a movie and it's a horror park.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know what are they going to have? The guy that's
He's just a normal dude.
normal
Wouldn't that
looking
be
dude.
horrifying?
Yeah.
It'd be
They're all
like,
there.
I'm
They're
the
there
regular
anyway.
Guy. They're already there, man.
they're already there.
They're everywhere.
They're
Could
the
be
stalk-around
anyone.
characters already.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
The
What-
chat's
how
asking
meta.
where Tony is. No, go ahead.
I'm
go
sorry.
ahead.
I'm sorry. That would be terrifically meta of them to be like, and the final horror character is you. Ooh, a
you.
man who doesn't understand boundaries. And it's just a mirror on your way. The last creature, the most dangerous creature.
A man that doesn't know
Man.
consent. I'm gonna message Tony right now because the chat's one. Like, where is he dead? Where are you, Tony? Tony is always here. So
Whomst is Tony?
let's put Tony up so she can see Tony. That's Tony.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. He looks very trustworthy.
Tony's a bro. Tony helps me out at my horror conventions and stuff.
Nice.
R.I.P. Reggie Bannister, says the chat. Yes.
Yeah.
Somebody says Carpenter's involvement would definitely be full circle, cherry on top if they did a new Halloween. I agree. That's what I meant to ask you. How exciting would it be if the creator of Halloween got to direct a new Halloween, write and direct?
I also just love John Carpenter anyway.
I do
mean,
too.
it's one of my favorite movies of all time is The Thing.
He's
so.
a surly son of a bitch, and I love him.
He knows what he's about. Okay,
He does. He's not afraid to say it either.
We love a king with boundaries. Okay,
He will communicate what he wants.
I'm very comfortable with that. I like direct communication.
Somebody says John Carpenter definitely stated an early love of dark, moody synthwave. Yeah, this is true. Oh, started for you after practice. I guess he started. Yeah, he was very into the synth sounds in his movies scores. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Obsession was one of the movies that I did a complete 180 on. The trailer did nothing for me, but then everyone told me that I had to see it. Absolutely blew my mind. One of the best of the year. That's after practice.
Ooh,
yes.
okay.
It's one of those that I haven't met anyone yet that didn't enjoy it.
Okay.
I think some people are probably like, why is it making so much money? Like, what's the big deal? It's just, it takes you for a ride. There's
Okay.
not really any lulls. The acting's great. The story is nothing new.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, the director and the guy that wrote it said it's Monkey Paw from The Simpsons.
Yeah.
It's the trope of be careful what you wish for,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and that's fine. And there's nothing wrong with redoing a story, and they do it really well, and it's funny. And I think also the reason why it's pulling in so much money is his YouTube presence, of course, pulled in all of his fans that are fans with him on YouTube, and they went to see the movie, and then they spread the word, which is the best marketing.
That's great. Yeah.
Because on a $750,000 budget, you don't have any marketing dollars.
Yes. And also when something's good, it sells itself.
It does.
So
People just have to hear about it.
Yeah. That's what a legit way to make your money is. Oh, it's good.
It's such a good way that now the studios are they're mining and trying to find, because of that one in Backrooms, they're trying to find YouTubers that have either creepypasta stories that are associated, or YouTubers like Markiplier, who did Iron Lung, which also is huge.
Yeah.
They're trying to figure out who the next one of those is.
Okay.
It's very interesting how they're doing that, because these big budget movies haven't been making the same return on investment.
Well, I think people are hungry for original stories and original character, and for people that really care about what they're doing. And I also creepypastas are just, I love them.
Yes.
I grew up on the internet when that was like still a thing. And of course, if you like reread Jeff the Killer now, and you're like, this is straight ass, man. But as a kid, it was great. And it was like, there's a word for this in folklore, where something starts from somewhere and you don't know where, and it gets taken by people, and it moves and morphs folklorically as a genre, and then becomes its own sustained entity, and stories grow around it. And I forget the word for it, but there's a YouTuber that I love called Strange Aeons, and they have a whole episode about this, where it was like this Slender Man genre, but like we can actually point to exactly their origin points because it's on the internet. It's just on the internet.
Yeah.
Versus like something older like the Baba Yaga. We don't know the origin point of the Baba Yaga.
But there's several versions.
Yes. And it like becomes its own self-sustaining folklore creature, which is just so cool. Like the Rake. I've done pieces about that for the Queer Cryptids show by Velvet Knox and other productions and stuff like that.
What's that?
The Rake is an entity that you can find in your creepypastas by searching for the Rake. And it started on different forums and grew, like people would self-report having seen this creature, and more lore got added to it over time. And that was a creature that I picked to embody for the concept for the overall show. And of course I painted myself white, and I had like a skull cap on and all gross little scrunkly little movements. And I also had like a fake bed on stage so I could slither out from under the bed. You know,
do you say what your reference is beforehand, or? So
in the intro I had overlapping audio that was like me reading the stories that people put in the forums, the true stories of the encounters with this entity. And there's one where it says, "It spoke your name. I fear now for, this person whose name has been spoken by this thing." And like that was part of the intro. And then for the intro for the act, I was like, this creature is like internet folklore. It was framed much better than how I'm doing it right now. But they made sure that the audience was like prepped for what they were going to see.
So they could,
And the whole show was themed like cryptids. So there was like Bigfoot and Mothman.
Oh, cool.
And like the Fresno Nightcrawlers, the pants. Incredible act. That was incredible. And then there was me. I chose to go like with the contemporary folklore.
And this is Velvet Knox?
Velvet Knox.
That's another troupe?
It is. They're a production company. They're a troupe, and they produce burlesque shows and variety shows. And then I took that act and I performed it all around. But it was originally created for Velvet Knox.
Wow.
They're awesome. If you get the chance to see them in Austin, they're so cool.
That was my question.
So cool.
That. Siren Head, somebody said. Siren Head has been announced along with another handful of others.
Sick.
I read that too, Jeremy. Definite incentive to go down the rabbit hole of YouTube indie horror. I think moviegoers definitely appreciate the practical dedication of horror movies. Oh, that's okay. So I have a question. So Eli Roth, he had some great fun bangers of movies, horror movies back in the day, and then he did Thanksgiving, which was really fun. But he recently came out with a movie called Ice Cream Man, which is not a remake of the 1995 Ice Cream Man. It's a whole new story. Mm-hmm. Well, the movie comes out, and right after it's released, I guess people were like, they clocked the AI in it. And it's not like, it's pretty noticeable. Apparently, I haven't seen it because I'm kind of reserving myself right now because I'm a little ticked. But they use the
I'm too angry to
little
look at it
upset.
with
Eli,
nice eyes.
go to
Yeah.
your room without dinner. So apparently two things. One, he said he was asked before if he was going to use AI and if any AI was using
Elements,
the film.
okay.
He said no.
Oh,
And then
he
he's like,
fibbed.
then the movie comes out, and then people could see it, and then he's like, "Oh, I misspoke. You misspoke."
Betrayal.
Right.
Betrayal.
What do you mean you misspoke?
So in what capacity was it used? Was it generative AI in the script, in the story?
It is apparently there's a cartoon sequence in the movie, and that's
ew.
what. Yeah, so very art generative.
You
AI.
wonder how I feel about that while I'm rewatching the animated 70s The Hobbit.
Right. So, and also the part of the problem in this that I find the worst is he left the big
Fresno
studios.
Pants Act will live forever in my head. Yes.
See, now I gotta
Yes.
I gotta
you
find
gotta
this.
come. You gotta come see.
Okay.
You
Next
gotta
time.
come see.
You gotta let
Jeremy
me know.
is the one that commented that. He's usually my +1.
Hit
He's a
me
horror
up.
artist and a
Yeah,
horror
I've
comic
met
artist.
Jeremy.
But also, Jeremy, you might have to buy your own ticket, and then I can +1
Jeremy will
Scarah.
split it.
Yeah, you'll sit on each other's laps.
Yeah, I'll split the cost. But
Very on theme.
Eli left the big studios and he started up his own studio called the Horror Section.
Yeah.
And the way he did it was he took in fans to be investors in his movies.
Okay.
Horror fans most of the time prefer, if this is my assumption, and this probably will be our question of the week later.
Okay.
From the horror fans I've spoke to, most of them prefer practical effects and real stuff.
Yeah.
So he gets all these investors and he tells them he's going to make these great
fibbed.
movies.
He
And
fibbed.
and then
He was a
does
liar.
AI.
He was a dirty little rat liar.
Then he does AI, and it's like,
Ew.
dude. So it released. It was made for 5.5 million, and it was released, I think, in opening weekend. Only took in 2 million, which is considered a commercial failure. It's not saying it's not going to make any money in streaming, but I think a lot of people are not going to see it because
I wouldn't. I would be icked out, especially if I was led to believe that it would be practical effects.
Yeah.
And that it was not going to be generative. There are things I can tell when someone has used AI to write a movie script.
Yeah.
Like there are some that came out recently that I was like, if this was on purpose, it would be an art piece because of how bad it is and how little sense it makes and how I can just tell that it was written by AI because I've read things with my eyes and I grew up reading things on the internet. And even when it's bad and it's written by a person, it has there's a flow to it
pattern.
and there's a logic to it that's missing when a computer does it.
Yeah.
And I can tell.
Yeah.
And I feel like we've been getting AI scripts and AI stories for a while.
That's what I'm. So
And
the
that's
movie,
why a lot of them have sucked.
the
deeply,
movie I was telling you about.
intrinsically.
Yes, the
Poop from a butt.
right from the beehole.
Right from the hole.
The movie I watched on Netflix last night. I'm a little.
I will have
I'm
to
a little
watch.
on the fence of it.
I'll give you my.
Let
I'll
me-
give
yeah,
my
you watch a little-
assessment.
See if you think it,
If I
it
can
was an
clock
AI
it as
script.
AI, because I'm really good at clocking AI when it's visually generative. I went to art school, and I did not graduate.
Yeah.
but I did go there,
Yeah.
and I can tell when graphic design has been done with AI. I can just tell.
Yeah.
and posters, and I don't always have the ability to like wag my finger at people like productions when they use them
Yeah.
for AI. I'm starting to rewrite my contract now to have it so that. My face and my body
Yeah.
don't get AI-ified.
Yeah, I don't
'Cause
like that
happens.
either.
I get taken and then I get put into like I
It's
become a
most
homunculus.
It's most recently happened to me, and I think you at the same place.
Yep.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, what's this?
Yeah. I understand.
And I don't want to do like for my
understand why
events.
it's
I do my own
popular.
posters.
Yep, same.
Not for somebody else's event, but I'm
Same.
feeling like, do I have to do my own poster now?
I know. So I don't always have the energy to pursue it.
Yeah.
But when it's a big ticket show, I will usually very gently say things or offer other labor around it or access to other labor. I understand why it's popular.
Yeah.
I understand that it's filling a service that people don't feel like they have access to or that they don't feel like they have the resources to invest in. And I understand why it's popular. I personally will never use it. I would rather things be made with no intelligence at all rather than artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
But I also don't necessarily have the social clout or the ability to decline working with any production that has ever used AI at all. So my PC answer is that I don't really have a lot of opinions if you choose to use it.
Yeah.
I shan't be doing that. I will not be doing that.
You can use it. I can choose to not.
And also know that we all know. Know that we all know.
Everybody knows.
We know.
Everybody knows.
We see it.
And I think some people don't care, and that's fine. And
That's
again,
fine too.
if they want to use it, they can. But like in filmmaking, for example, if you want to use it to be to scan the script to see when a prop is used in every scene, so you can make a spreadsheet or whatever. All right, you're taking the job away from somebody, but I understand that.
Yeah.
As a search tool, as whatever, I understand.
Or as a translation tool. Like I work with a lot of dancers that don't speak English as their first language, so they'll run their introductions or their biography through AI to sort of like
help them
put
out.
it into English language.
It can be very helpful.
Yeah,
it can be a time saver.
Specifically, generative AI is a little different.
What generative AI can't do is all of the work that took for a dancer to become a dancer, or an actor to become an actor, or a writer to become a writer. The creative process of what has to happen for something to create isn't there, and you can tell there's no soul in it.
Yeah, and they look very similar, just in a practical level.
Oh my God.
One of my friends. Oh, by the way, my friend Irene Stradler for Velvet Knox. I don't know that I'm gonna soften their words a little bit because I don't know how much of this I was supposed to say. But they said that when you use AI in your poster, you use AI to promote your event, you are very effectively telegraphing that you did not allot the budget or the time to put in the effort to make it yourself.
Yeah,
like you are very specifically telegraphing. You are very clearly saying that you did not have the investment fundage or the desire to invest your time in it, even like 30 seconds in Canva.
Yeah, I've seen
which can use AI, so just be
somebody last year online was talking about certain haunts that were putting AI. They weren't, instead of taking pictures of their actors who were already in ghoul makeup and monster makeup, masks, and their makeup artists did amazing jobs. They were just AI generating haunt actors, and they were using that to advertise. And somebody was like, it makes me not want to go to your event if you're putting up all of this fake stuff. It makes me think your event's going to be terrible, because why else wouldn't you just take pictures of your event? Why are you making this weird fake version of it?
Yes, this 5-toed homunculus that I have to look at.
All I can think is they don't have the budget to do it themselves. But to me, that's not an excuse, because yes, there are tools out there that are, it's very easy to learn.
I use the free account.
I use CapCut.
On Canva.
I've got Canva.
I use Me Too, which is an app on my phone to cut out the form of somebody, and then that's
what I use CapCut for. Put it on a background. I have a logo and a PNG file.
You know what? It sure looks like I made it, but it looks like I made it myself.
Right. It's fine. And then on my stuff that I need to be done better, Paul Russell, Dr. Abominable, he does my graphic art for my events. So it's, I don't.
And there's so many artists that are like willing to do it for not a huge day rate.
Paul gives me a good deal.
Yeah.
And I worry about what's going to happen to graphic artists, because I do think like it's going to get more and more ingrained into
Somebody else mentioned music as well, because that's the thing.
That's the worst.
As a dancer, that's the thing that I also notice.
I can pick that up quick.
I'm less good at that because I don't have as much experience.
Yeah.
But I can tell.
I can pick it up so quick. One time, my buddy was like, hey, my friend sent me this song he wants to use for a project. And so he played it for me, and immediately I was like, oh, that's an AI song. He's like, how do you know? And I was having a hard time. I was trying to explain it to him, but I said, let me ask you this. Ask your friend when he recorded that. And he was like, okay. So he messages them, and the friend's like, oh, yeah, I just did it last night. So you're telling me you produced a whole motherfucking song in a night and like your studio self? Like, get the fuck out of here. It takes a while, bitch. Highly suspicious. What else are people saying? Line drawn in the sand against AI. Got to stick to our guns and wait it out now. Hopefully we go back to more human-made things. I do think that there is going to be a divide, and I do think certain films are going to be very non-AI and it'll draw audiences, and then there'll be other films like that are already very CGI heavy, or big superhero films and the like, and those are going to go very AI.
Yes,
to the point where they might not use actors, I think.
Goodness gracious.
I just think that's how it's going to be, but it'll also, I think, artists and performers are going to start doing things in a way that is shows how human they are, and it'll be another renaissance, perhaps.
I hope so. There was something that I forget where this quote comes from. I think it was like a Tumblr or a Twitter quote. But they said that they were talking about how AI was threatening to take out all of these different industries. And they were talking to someone who was knitting, who was a fiber artist. And they said, well, my industry could be taken out by a hard fart. So we've been there. We've always been there.
Yeah.
We've always been at risk of getting the newest, shiniest, easiest, fastest tool to cut out the skilled laborer from accessing the skilled outcome.
Right.
And I think that we all obviously value human-made things. And I think that you can't fake a live performance. AI cannot live perform for you. AI cannot live dance for you, cannot be a real object in the real world. So, just follow the fiber artists, man. They're still around. They're still kicking.
Yeah. I have a friend who's a fiber artist. I love that shit. Also, I don't know. I think Hollywood as an industry is kind of dying anyway. Everybody's moved away. They're not making nearly as many movies in actual Hollywood at those studios. They're going to Bulgaria and shit to make movies because they've been priced out of California. They're going to where the tax incentives are. So this is just going to push that even further. Yeah. But thankfully, we have all these creatives that are coming up, the ones that are making all this money, Curry Barker and what's his name that did the Backrooms? I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
They are very into, they don't want to use any generative AI. So hopefully the youth will save us. The Gen Z.
Save us, Gen Z. Oh, God.
Help.
Oh, no. Help us, Gen Alpha. Doomed.
Gen Alpha.
Doomed.
Who knows what they're going to do?
They're going to skibbity toilet riz us into the future.
The whole,
Save us.
God. The whole,
They're gonna 67 your toilet.
It's just going to be movies
and
like that.
you're going to be saved.
Oh, my God. The next horror movie will be the skibbity toilet. Jeremy again says it makes it harder to support those small businesses when they use AI flyers because we also small time artists. Yeah, it does. I feel bad because I do know some. I have friends that make very micro budget horror movies, and I've seen them using AI to generate their movie posters, and they have zero money.
Yeah.
But I'm like, what did y'all do before
Skill investment. Skill investment is for free. It costs time.
They've had posters before AI. I mean, I've seen them have posters before. So I think the convenience is just the siren
It's hard.
song.
I know. Yeah.
So yeah, and I can't I don't want to get. I just know where I stand on it, and I know it's not everyone's stance, but
yes.
It seems like we share
and there's
an opinion.
There's room for other opinions at the table, and there's room for things to be used as tools. Like I'm sure when photography came out, all the painters were like, "You nerd kids, taking pictures of things, you're gross."
And then
it'll never take off.
From film to digital, it was a thing.
But
and
you know what?
Photoshop was a thing.
There's still painters, even though we have photos, and there's still,
when you. Well, I mean, I can look at a photo and be moved. I can look at a painting and be moved.
Yeah.
But for some reason, right now, AI. I can look at a silly AI video and maybe giggle, but I also feel weird. There's something about it that feels weird.
I don't know that. Somebody also described it as the beast with 1,000 voices. So you wander into the forest and you address the beast with 1,000 voices. You ask it your question, and it's very polite and it's very nice in its answer. And then when you leave, the beast now has 1,001 voices.
I like that. Beautiful. Here's something else. If you use AI too much, if you use it too much to write your papers and do your work, or if you use it for generative stuff, it is going, and there is research on this, it will shrink your cognitive ability to do that.
It unwrinkles your brain.
It'll not
smooth you right out.
It is taking away your ability to be an artist. And if you do it as somebody who's trying to use it for school, it's going to take away your ability to understand what you're writing about to the point where you can only remember where you got the information, which is AI. You're not going to actually know the information. It's like memorizing, weird things, but not understanding them. And they found that. So why in the hell, if you want to be an artist for real, why in the hell would you use that? Knowing, if you don't know this, I'm telling you now, if you use AI all the time, that's how you do art. It is making it impossible for you to be an artist. Okay. I'm just saying. Tony's here. Put fucking Tony.
Hello, Tony.
First, Tony, get in the damn
I
comment.
moved bowelly.
Tell us. And, that's Dr. Abominable. He's the guy that does the my friend that does graphic arts. Tony, where the shit you been, Tony? Were you on the pot or something? We've been all waiting for you.
Have you been shitting for the last 45 minutes aggressively because
Tony.
you saw some AI?
Aggressive shitting Tony. Sorry about that.
Sorry, nice to meet you also. Sorry. I'm not familiar with you.
Yeah, you'd love Tony.
Not familiar
We'll
with your work.
Introduce you. Brown note style. You know about the elusive brown note? Yeah.
I do. I saw that South Park episode. Yeah, I know all about that.
Play the brown note. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm dressed for it, okay?
You are. When Devin got
hard
here,
to see.
I said she looked like she could be part of. Look at how she fits in. Look. We're not letting her leave. She's just going to be here.
Me and your weenie dogs, okay? You're going to have to...
She matches the weenies. She matches...
I matches your weenies, okay?
Yeah.
You heard it here, folks.
She don't match y'all's weenies.
I don't match any of your weenies.
Take it easy. Don't ever say Devin matches your weenies.
I clash with them.
Dr. Abominable says team shitty. Yeah, we all think Tony was shitting this whole time. There he goes. Those quesadillas and Glinton. Yeah, they'll get you every time, Tony. Tony is, I've known Tony for a while, but he's come to every Scream theater, and he is usually in the audience for every one of these. He
that's
must have been
so
napping.
sweet. I love when people do that when they're there for the whole
whole
run.
ride.
That's so cool.
I met him at a horror convention, I think, and he was just with me at Houston Horror. Okay. I want to ask you. When did you start?
I want to answer so bad. I just don't know what yet.
I need to know. When did you start dancing?
Oh, that's a great question.
Also, your feet are so tiny. Size 5?
5.5. Thank you very much.
Close,
I don't know what's on the bottom. A rock.
Okay. And
5.5. You're very close. Sometimes they are 5s. It depends on the brand.
On the shoe.
On the shoe brand. What did you ask me?
When did you start? Yeah. In my head, I picture you as a very little kid.
So it was around me growing up. I had lots of friends with different cultural backgrounds and lots of different artistic outlets. So there was lots of different kinds of dance around me. One of my best friends growing up loved Indian classical dance and Indian like Bollywood movies. So I danced playing with it as a kid for a long time. And then I found it much later in life. I found specifically belly dance, Raksharki Egyptian belly dance, and fusion belly dance, which is the Americanized version that has its own distinctive style choices and its own, I guess, lineage that's much younger in the United States when I was a young adult. And I would practice in my room where no one could see me. And then I used I don't know if I could say this I used a fake ID to get into the goth clubs before I was 18.
Gas.
So that I could go there and dance practice from 10 p.m. until 2 in the morning and just do drills on the floor. And I loved it because do you know how polite all of the goth men were at that time? They would just also everybody knew it was a fake ID also. They totally knew. They would just big X's on my hand.
Come on
don't
in,
try
kid.
ever.
Yeah.
And this was great because I could just drill in my own space, and everybody. This is what they would do. They would stand near me a little bit, and if you just didn't make eye contact, they would just leave. It's great. I love the etiquette.
Yeah.
It's incredible etiquette.
It's a good community.
Good community. Just such a great choices. But anyway, and then later as an adult who is no longer using a fake ID to get into places, I found several instructors in Texas, in Austin, and then I also studied at the foot of grandmother YouTube because that's what I had access to.
Yeah.
Especially for cultural knowledge. And then after the pandemic, or the height of the pandemic rather, I now suddenly had access to global instructors. I could learn from people who were indigenous to Egypt or who were teaching from Morocco, or from Turkey, and it was just incredible. That's if we got one good thing out of it is how everybody figured out how to use the internet in a hurry.
Yeah, so. YouTube's a great tool for people to learn anything. I use YouTube all the time to figure out all sorts. I learned this is so ridiculous, Devin. I learned YouTube. I watched YouTube videos to learn how to do hula hoop. Very legit. I used to wait every year. There was a couple of huge belly dance festivals, and once a year they would release a video a week, and there were like certain superstars that I would like wait impatiently to see, and I would like watch it every
week, and I would watch it until I had like memorized the video. And I still do that. There are some like April Rose did a huge troupe with it's called Ball So Hard is one of the songs that she did there. And I Need a Dollar was like one of the contemporary choreographies. And April at that time in her career did a lot of contemporary dance mixed with belly dance. And it was like, it just changed my brain. It like rearranged something in my soul. And I was like, that.
Whenever something clicks, it clicks, and and it's a pull.
Also, as a side note, I'm saying so many words, but I didn't know who April was at the time. I was just like, wow, that long-haired dancer is like really good. Does she know how good she is? She's like really good. Meanwhile, April's an internationally touring superstar, and then I looked up
places.
I looked up this person. I was like, oh, April Rose, who's that? And then she was only an hour away from me in Austin, and I was like, I'm going to class right now.
Wow.
So I did that, and then I was in class with April 3 nights a week, 3 hours at a time, because I had nowhere else to be. It's a huge loser. And that was when I first I started considering it as like a real possibility that I could be a performer. Because up until that, I was like, that's for other cooler people. Obviously not me. I'm not set up for that.
Oh, that is you. Trust me.
And then I decided I wanted it.
I've only seen, small bits of what you do and then clips online. But in person, I've only seen, what you do as a
crowd
midway
work.
act.
Yeah.
And it's also cool. The bottle walking especially is very impressive. She gets on her tippy toes.
I walk on the bottles
and walks on the tops of bottles. It's crazy. But I've seen videos of you and clips of you doing the dances, and sometimes you have props like the big sword thingies.
Yes. Yeah.
Sometimes you have some fire thingies.
Yes.
But your movement.
Sometimes they're swords and they're on fire at the same time.
No. But your movement and everything, like to me, I would have assumed you've been doing this since you were 5. You are so good.
Thank you.
And it blows my mind. Just amazing, just so you know.
Thank you.
You have whatever it is, and you work so well with engaging the people. You've got it, kid. You got it. San Antonio is where the goths are, says somebody.
I have been to the San Antonio, and I have met the San Antonio goth.
Tony says he used YouTube to learn how to make a fried egg sandwich.
Nice. I learned how to make pretty eggs from YouTube.
Oh, what's a pretty egg?
It's
where they're not
a real
all
thing. It's just not gross. It's not ugly.
Just where the
a fried egg that looks nice.
Aesthetically pleasing.
Nobody says that except me.
What is the Jewel Box Dancers?
Okay, so the Jewel Box Dancers is my production company and my troupe of dancers. We do theatrical circus arts based shows as well as a lot of fusion belly dance. So we sometimes work private events and we have like organized group choreographies that we do. But usually what we do is limited shows in Austin. We do a midweek show. There's 3 of them remaining on the schedule, which are our Rocks shows. We just did one called Rocks Reawakening, which was a theatrical fusion belly dance show. Midweek at the Stage Austin, which is a lovely, lovely place that lets me sort of sneak in under the skirts of existing productions when it's not a full rental. So we get whatever set they have at the time, which turned out to work great because it was like a 1930s, it looked like a Newsies kind of setup. And I was like, all right, okay, I have 2 days to come up with a way to make this make sense. So I did a bottle walking act in which I drink a bunch of juice that says juice that makes you hallucinate dancers. And then I passed out in my shitty apartment and then hallucinated having a whole dance show. But we've also done larger scale productions. Like last year we did Feminine Rage, which was a 2-night production based on feminine rage, obviously, and the archetypes surrounding it. So like one of my pieces was Saint Olga of Kiev. And if you're familiar with her, she's the patron saint of vengeance.
Ooh.
So we got to do all of that.
I'm changing my name to Olga, girl.
It is me, Olga.
I will get my vengeance.
I will get my vengeance. So we do things like that. And then of course it's me, and I'm a little bit insane. It's one of the reasons why I feel I will succeed in life is because I say it all the time. I will succeed because I'm crazy. Yeah. All right. And not in a way that hurts anyone else.
Yeah.
But I made all of the costuming for that show, and I made not all of the choreography, but I was the primary choreographer as well as the director and a principal dancer. And a producer.
Wow.
So that was a lot. But I did have so much help. Like I hire people that help me all the time. And I have such incredible support from like my friends and my fellow dancers, and they're magnificent in tolerating me and in just the work that they are willing to put on my stage. I'm astonished every time that all of these brilliant, like, nationally touring professionals say yes to working with me. It's crazy. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm a raccoon crawling my way out of a dumpster. It's like, hey, you guys want to do a dance later? And they're like, yeah, okay. And they do. They
see, you are asking. Like, a lot of people don't take that step. They're afraid to ask. And the worst they can do is say no, so you might as well ask. I send people emails all the time. You want to be on my podcast? And I just recently started doing it, and filmmaker directors are saying yes.
Good job.
Like, oh, okay,
good job.
Cool.
I recently learned that I'm allowed and should be doing and should have been doing asking festivals if I can come and teach. And I just thought that they reached out to you, which is how I've been doing it so far.
Right.
I haven't quite been brave enough to like send out lots of emails, but I learned that you're supposed to be doing that. So
you reach out. You can't just wait.
Things. You're not supposed to,
because you reach out, and then they can look at your stuff.
And then they can see your stuff, and they can also tell you what they're looking for, or if they're generous with their time, they can tell you why it's a no, if it's a no.
And then you can work on.
And then you can go back and work on whatever feedback they give you.
That's great advice. Actually, I'm going to take that advice with a few things, because I've been wanting to reach out to.
And also, it makes you really good at taking rejection.
Yeah, because
we're so good at it.
You're gonna have to.
Yeah,
there's gonna be no's.
Actors and dancers and performers, we're so good at being told no.
What's the film? Oh, I want to reach out to Fantastic Fest and host some of their things. Ow, I just got a shirt pain. I'm
sorry.
Oh, God. David Hockett, put back in the chat because it's gone away, but he said you look like the love child of Prince, and I don't know who else. Or that you are the embodiment of or something. So put back in who you were saying. And then Dr. Abominable is wondering if the goth scene in Austin is dying. I don't know. Elysium's always kind of been fledgling a little bit.
Yeah.
Since I've known of its existence.
Ebbs and flows. Yes. I think authenticity is a big thing that people are struggling. Young people today, they're like scared to be perceived, and when you dress alternatively, you get perceived.
You're gonna get looked at. Why are they afraid of that?
Because I grew up online. It's not to be an old woman about it, but it's the dang phones. It really is. I think it's because they've grown up watching cringe content, and so they're afraid to be filmed and perceived. And also, people struggle with being perceived to be learning something. So, like the first few phases of learning how to present as goth, or like learning how to dance.
They don't want to make any mistakes.
Yes.
Oh,
so
girl,
they're like,
have to.
So being perceived as struggling at something is really hard. It's hard at any age, but it's especially hard when you're young, and it's especially hard if you've grown up on camera. Like you've grown up with a screen this close to your face, and like you've had people scrutinizing you.
The kids at that city, the younger ones, like whenever they take a picture with me, it's like this.
Cleopatra and Prince.
That's who. Thank you, David. It's this fast. It's like one quick picture, and they're not framing it. They're not getting a thing.
Okay, I don't know if this is generational. Have you had young people come up to you and be like, "Can I have your number? Can we go out?" And it's
I had to lecture a boy.
They were babies.
This happened last year. Young, like a middle schooler, and I was like, "What the fuck is it?" And I was like, "Hey, man, come here." And he came over, and I was like, "You're going to do that to some creepy person."
Someone's going to say, it's like a dog chasing cars. What are you going to do if I say yes?
Yeah.
Like, you're a baby, and this is gross. And also, even if you don't know better, and you're like a 19-year-old watching this right now, and you approach someone who is very clearly not a teenager anymore.
Much older than you.
You might not know better, but they do. And if that happens in reverse, the reason why they might be trying to date younger is because they are developmentally arrested in some way.
Yeah,
you don't want that near you. You don't want that.
They're going to be manipulative and bad for you. Oh man, who is that actor who was in Terminator 2, I believe, who was very young when he came into Hollywood? He was basically plucked off the street.
I don't know, but
Tony
I know.
Tony, tell us who the guy was from Terminator.
Save us, Tony.
He on set started dating his teacher,
Yuck.
who was much older than him.
Gross.
And she basically,
Gross.
Allegedly, and in my opinion, messed
gross.
him up.
That's gross.
He ended up allegedly having a drug problem.
Yeah.
And he was an amazing actor. It's not Clara Bow. Oh, you're saying she's not Clara Bow. No.
Clara Bow was there, and she was a real.
Tell us who the actor was. It's on the tip of my tongue. Edward Furlong. I just got it. Edward Furlong when he was very young.
Well, he just said it right there. For
Oh,
you reading
doctor. It wasn't. Edward Furlong. Poor guy. But yeah. That's creepy. If you're a creepy kid going out to Bat City or any event,
this should be a safe place for spooky kids. It should not. I mean, I in my back in my day, I was at the goth club, and do you know what would happen? Is people were in my age range, and they would politely make themselves be around me, and if they got a whiff, or I told them of my like age and what the difference of that would be, they would very politely leave, and the relationship.
That's respectful.
Was not meant to be like the power imbalance alone is crazy. Like where you are at in your late 20s and early 30s versus where you are at as a teenager is so crazy.
Yeah.
It's not, I don't think it's ethical, and you should be I would caution you to be very, very careful of anyone that says that you're mature for your age, or says that you're like, you just click so well. It's like, well, why does someone in their 30s?
Soul.
That is a big major red flag if someone says that to you. I want you to hear Auntie Devin, like a chest burster, just slithering out from your sternum to be like, that's a red flag. I don't like that, and you're a creep. Goodbye. Like, I want just, if you, in the back of your mind, baby bats, if someone does that to you, they're not to be trusted.
They're not.
They're yucky.
If there's a big old age gap, there's a big old problem. And young men, if you're coming up to me asking for my phone number, my first assumption is you're fucking with me. Like you're trying to make me feel weird. You can't make me feel weird, but you can make me feel pissed off. So if you're trying that, you're going to succeed. But I won't be nice, and you won't like it.
I redirect them to my tip jar every time, so that from the public it just looks like they wanted to give me money, and I'm like, do you want to give me some money?
I'll give you a number, $5. Put it in there, you shit.
Yes. It's different because when I was that age, I was like, this is not the kind of attention that I received.
No, and also when I was that age, I did not find anyone that much older than me attractive.
I'm wondering if also it's some of it could be there. Like I always treat it like it takes a lot of bravery to come up to someone and shoot your shot.
Yeah.
And so I try to be very gentle, especially with young men today. Because it can be hard to be rejected. It sucks to be told no, and it's dangerous. Do you think they
feel safer with people
I think that part of it is practice runs. I think part of it is practicing being told no.
You practice on your dude friends. Leave me alone.
Yeah, they're like, you seem like you'll set me down gently.
Yeah. Maybe that's what it is. I wonder. I don't like it, though.
You know, you got to start somewhere. I respect the game. I respect the hustle.
Also, I am well aware I look like a cartoon character a little bit. And you do. Yeah, you do too when you're out in your
when I'm in drag with the eyebrows
Girl,
on.
I'm glad you say that. I say the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm getting dragged.
Yeah.
Let's see. Would you date a guy always mistaken for Santa? Yeah. Just kidding. I don't know. We saw Santa walking around at Houston Horror. It was bizarre.
Oh.
It wasn't like a scary Santa or a dirty Santa. It was just Santa.
Just regular Santa.
Yeah. I was like, all right, there's Santa.
Regular Santa is
Look
here.
how many people. It's Edward Furlong for days now in the
They're Edward Furlong. Thank you.
Edward Furlong dated Monica Keena. She was in Friday the 13th. Yeah. Back in 95, I think. But they were closer in age. Yes, you're right. What sounds familiar, Pyongyang Jim? Tell me. I don't know what he was responding to.
I don't know.
Where's my next one? You already got the Velvet Knox one that I had for you.
Sorry.
And you got the Porcorum. What? Oh, shit. No. We got to do Bone Deep.
Okay, sorry. Bone deep me.
We're going bone deep right after we talk about kids being inappropriate. You want to get bone deep?
You kids on YouTube want to get bone deep.
You kids want... No, I'm not even going to... That'll get clipped. Okay. So the objects of the game is there'll be a clock up here that'll say 60 seconds. You have 60 seconds to answer these questions with it's a would you rather style.
Okay.
So it's this or that. It's one or the other. You answer. I'll tell you if you're correct or not. At the end, the score will come up. We'll see where you place against everyone who has played Bone Deep. But before you do that, like someone's being wrong with people. Okay, we'll read you in a minute. All right, are you ready, Devin?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Let me make sure I'm ready. All right. Once it's up, I'll start. Oh, wait, can you start it over? Because I forgot to have Devin do it, or do we have to? Okay. Devin, before you have to say bone deep for us. I forgot.
Okay. Bone deep.
Good. Okay. Are you able to put the clock up, or did I totally mess you up? I think he's able. Okay, good. All right. Okay, here we go.
Can't imagine why that would throw you off.
I know.
Okay?
Sorry. Sorry. Here we go. You're stuck in a burning house with Michael Myers, or would you rather be sinking in a car with Jason Voorhees?
Oh, car.
Correct. You look in a padded cell with... No, you're locked in a padded cell with Art the Clown, or you're in a basement with Leatherface.
Oh, basement. For sure. I could take Leatherface.
Incorrect. You're handcuffed to a bed in a hostel, or you're trapped in a death trap, as in Saw.
Oh, for bed. Hostel bed.
Correct. You're lost in the Blair Witch Woods, or you're wandering the halls of the Overlook Hotel.
Oh, for Overlook Hotel, because I feel like they're my ghosts are. I'm scarier.
Correct. Freddy Krueger as a roommate, or Norman Bates as your boss at Bates Motel.
Bates Motel.
Correct.
Boss.
Would you rather swim in open ocean water with the shark from Jaws, or explore the cave from The Descent?
Oh, cave. I got some aggression problems to work out.
Oh, incorrect, Devin. Okay, this next one is going to be your bonus because we're out.
Okay.
All right, would you rather... So this one, remember, doesn't count against her if she gets it wrong. It only counts if she gets it right. Would you rather get hunted by a pack of werewolves during a full moon, or vampires... No, wait. Okay, yeah. Would you rather get hunted by a pack of werewolves during a full moon, or vampires during a total solar eclipse?
I'm going to say vampires, because if they're the old school kind, I'm just going to throw seeds at my doorway and be like, you're not allowed in. And you have to count all of these million seeds.
Correct. What is that? She got that correct. What's Devin's final score?
71%.
That's good.
C-student, baby.
You're number 4 out of everyone who's played. Now, there hasn't been just 5 people. That's just the top 5. So you're actually, Devin, that's really good. A lot of people get in the 50s and stuff.
Oh, see, suck it.
Look at that. Devin Alfather, number 4. All right. Okay.
The horns.
Our question of the week. Let's do that really quick.
Okay.
So this will be for Scary Hotline. I think what I want to ask is, as a horror fan, what's your opinion on the use of generative AI in horror movies? I'm gonna ask it, then you're gonna ask it, and then I'm gonna mix them around.
Okay.
In post.
Post.
Call Scary Hotline at 512-710-8766 and answer the question of the week, which is, as a horror fan, what is your opinion on the use of generative AI in horror movies? Devin, you asked the same thing. As a horror fan.
As a horror fan. Can I read it?
No. But
all right,
you can put it in your own words.
As a horror fan, what is your opinion on the use of generative AI in movies?
Horror movies. Perfect.
If I have to read those numbers, I'm going to squint. You can call 512-710-8766 for the Scary Hotline.
That's right.
Let us know.
Let us
Tell
know.
us.
We have a feeling what you're going to say, but we might be surprised. There might be some people that say they feel there's a place for it and let us know why. And again, I mean generative.
That place is in your butt.
Mm-hmm. The place for generative AI is in your colon.
It's in your butt.
Oh.
Way up there.
Damn, pulling that old seed folklore. Somebody says, your friend Jeremy the artist. Good job, Devin.
Listen, I could also fill a hollow hula hoop with salt.
Witches cannot penetrate you.
And then, not unless I ask really nicely.
Well, we'll see about that. Stick around.
That's a different show.
Stick around for a while, Devin.
That podcast isn't free.
That's behind a paywall.
That's a paywall. That's paywall content.
I like that the chat's all chatting with each other. That always makes me happy. What do you have coming up?
I have many things coming up. It depends on the genre. I'm just gonna say the most closest thing that's coming up is I will be performing a new act for the Wandering Review. This act is called, sorry, not the act, but the show is called As If. It's a 90s showcase, and it's very 90s themed. And in the 90s, there was a lot of very cool things happening with Egyptian electronica and music. So I will be performing a piece that is 90s rave culture meets a little bit of 90s grunge. That is also belly dance and fusion belly dance themed. So you're going to see me transform through 90s grunge and through the music of that genre era. And it's going to end with a drum solo to Darude Sandstorm. So that is coming up in I think a week and a half ish, and then after that I'll be around Austin again for House of Brimstone. I'm doing my little demon piece. I'm the demon of unpaid internships, and that's a burlesque piece. So the first one that's coming up is belly dance, is more PG-13. It is in a burlesque show as a variety performer, and then the one after that is burlesque. So if you are not prepared to see clothing come off, don't go to that one.
Yeah, I don't know who that would be because
who is
we're all there for
unprepared
that.
to see naked? Well, it's not really naked. It's cartoon naked.
Cartoon naked.
TV naked.
Yeah.
And then also, if people are interested in my schedule and what's coming up lately and where I'll be, it's all over my social media. I make regular posts about it, but I also have like highlighted stories that say where I'll be and what I'll be doing. And because of the nature of the beast that is me, I am the beast. I do get booked for things last minute. So if you're looking for a chance to see me do a particular art form, I would sort of stalk those stories, which I know is like so lame to say. It'd be like, friend me on the internet. But it does change rapidly.
Yeah.
And I prefer it that way. If I can help it, I like to be very booked and I like to be working.
Booked and blessed.
Yeah, booked and
tell
blessed.
them your Instagrams and such.
My Instagram, I'm going to fix my bra. My Instagram is bra.
I'm constantly doing this. I'm doing it the other way. You're pulling down. Okay. You got the underboob show.
I do. It's very intimate. My Instagram is @DevinDances for all of my bottle walking, sideshow circus stuff and my regular belly dance stuff. And then if you are interested in the burlesque stuff that I do, which can contain bottle walking and fire and stuff like that, it is @DevDeveloppe. And developpe is spelled in the French fashion. Developpe means to unfold. Ooh. And it's also a pun because I'm a developing artist constantly because I'm always working on myself.
Oh my gosh. I like how you very much think about your titles and what you use. What I forgot about this.
Okay.
You also kind of have like a creative brain. You make
I
clothing,
do. I
you
make
jewelry.
things. I make things. I make lots of things. I make messes.
Yeah.
I make a lot of messes. I made this that I'm wearing now. Both of these pieces. I don't know if I can come forward.
I'll zoom
to
in
you.
later, but yeah.
But I make things like this. I make headpieces and jewelry, and I make full costumes for my troupe and for myself. I no longer take custom commissions because that is stressful. Stresses you girl out. It's never been the client's fault. It's only me. I get anxiety, and I have done some clients that have a lot of clout in the very niche worlds that I'm in. And I experience the exact same amount of anxiety that I do working for them as I do working for my friend. So it's definitely a me problem. Like
what is it? What is it that gives you the anxiety?
It's doing it to somebody's perfect body standard, and then also that it has to endure whatever shows they're going to do with it, however many for how long. Some shows are like half-hour long shows and they're outside and they're rolling around in the dirt.
Yeah.
And it's got to stand up to that use. And then also working creatively with bounds of like, are they going to like this creative choice that I make? Especially when they are themselves very intelligent, very well-developed creative forces. So I'm sort of balancing my instinct against their instinct. And it takes a lot more energy and a lot of like preparatory work than when I make things to sell. Because I do also just sell headpieces and stuff like that.
I think that would be the more enjoyable.
That for sure is like, that's my sweet spot because I can just run and just make things and
as
not
if you were
think
making
about
them
anything.
for yourself, which is so fun.
Yeah.
But you're like, oh, but I'm going to sell this one.
Exactly.
And somebody will like it and
exactly. And it'll just sit there until it finds the right person.
Yeah.
I do prefer that. I prefer to be like, here, I made the art. You decide if you want it. You tell me if you want that. The art of selling myself is not something I really enjoy doing. It is. I can kind of have to a little bit, but I prefer to just exist skillfully.
Yeah.
I prefer to exist skillfully,
Someone
and I
will
want to
find
be
it.
handed things.
Yeah. You do have to do a little bit. Like you said, you got to do it.
You
Like,
gotta,
put it on a
I
little.
know you get a certain.
Do you have, like, is it on Etsy or how do you sell your wares?
I am the worst person ever. I sell in person a lot, and I also sell through Instagram. However, I do not have an Etsy anymore because
Yeah.
of the amount of labor that it took to run the shop. It was just the. What I prefer to do in my life is to be a performer and producer and choreographer.
Yeah.
And it's not to be a full-time businesswoman making things.
Yeah.
So my ability to access the things that I make reflects that. I do vend in person a lot at events where I'm teaching
That's the way.
or where I'm performing.
Yeah.
And so if you want to get a hold of some of the stuff that I make, come to events where I'm going to be vending
Show
or
off some
teaching
things.
and show off some things. I also, people will just message me sometimes. They'll be like, do you have anything blue? And then I'll be like, here is everything blue that I have made currently. Here's all of the prices. And I know that it's a little bit cursed. It's a little bit of a cursed method, but it works for me at where I am right now in my career.
Well, Etsy not too long ago changed ownerships, and it's now just kind of not it.
There's a lot of drop shipping that happens on there.
Yeah, there really is. It's not the platform for artists.
And the amount of price that it takes to do e-commerce on a website was like it was not worth it for me. I prefer also in person because a lot of the pieces that I make can be hundreds of dollars for a headpiece. And it makes so much more sense for you to come in person and like try it on and see how it feels.
If you're gonna spend that money on it.
Especially in this economy.
You need to make sure it's wearable for you.
Sometimes people are like, I just vended last Saturday at Sultan's Fest in San Marcos, where I also got to teach and I also got to perform.
You are a little gremlin, and I love you.
What do you mean? I don't know what you mean.
Just totally normal girl.
I did not negotiate my way onto Earth. I didn't crawl my way up out of a hole this morning.
You live underground, don't you?
A dry well. Thank you very much. I forgot
You're vending in San Marcos.
I was vending. And like people are, I like to encourage people to take their time with it because, sometimes they're choosing between buying the groceries that they really want that week, or they're like juggling all of these things, especially for when I'm selling to other artists. So I'm not out to make a huge profit, but that does mean that I don't have a huge profit margin. And that means that in order for it to be like worth my time, I really only sell the way that I want to in a way that brings me joy, which is at places where I'm already going to be.
That makes sense.
And are in person.
That makes total sense to me. I'm just glad you're able to do that. Yeah.
I love it.
In your house, do you have a drag room?
Oh my God. I have too many. I have a floor that is my shelf that I work on.
Yeah.
I work in piles. I like a nest, like a nesting animal, where it's like I'll have my devices that require electricity, so like my hot glue and like my beadwork and my lamps and things like that. And I am in the center of this nest, and it's on the floor, which is the biggest shelf for those of you that are floor workers. And then I have a costuming room where like finished costumes and craft supplies go, which is a whole room by itself. And then I have another room that is for storage of large unwieldy props, because I do make a lot of my own props, and they're big and goofy and delicate. And they live in the laundry room by itself, separate. So I have like 2.5 rooms.
That's the
to answer
life.
your question. I have 2.5 rooms.
Not just one, 2.5. Somebody says they're always trying to manifest that one client that just wants to give you money for being a decent artist. That's Jeremy.
Yeah.
Here's a 20 for you. You're cool.
Yes.
You do good stuff.
Yes.
Well, unless there's anything else you want to bring up, I think we're coming to an end.
I don't know. I wasn't prepared to have to think.
That's a great answer for that.
I wasn't prepared.
Well, you did well with your wrap up of where you're going to be and what you're going to be doing next.
Yes.
I can tell everybody who our next guests are.
Oh,
You
yeah.
have that coming up.
Who else is coming?
These
Who's
are
gonna be
just
here?
okay. So I was just at Houston Horror, and I go every year, and I have like a little cohort of people that I trade stories with at the end of the day or whatever. And so Marissa and Alex are friends of mine that or at Houston Horror. They're going to pop on. And we're going to give our kind of Houston Horror Film Festival Horror Convention wrap up. So for everybody who enjoyed the Houston Horror pre-show that I did, come back next week for the Houston Horror post-show, where we kind of talk about our experiences and what we noticed. And speaking of, here's a little teaser. I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to go into the story, but I'm going to give a teaser because you had mentioned it. I have found that there are certain neurodivergent folks that are very comfortable or comfortable.
What do you mean we all find each other and we all sort of have the same interests? What do you mean?
Very much at horror conventions. And I think there's certain reasons why. And I'm going to tell Alex and Marissa what my theory is about this next session. Well, I don't know what happened. Are we out? Oh, there we are. Whoa. Okay.
You're too powerful.
Whoa. Which power? Do it, Devin. Which is? Very good. I could do that for 5 minutes. I'm not gonna, but I could.
That's what's gonna get clipped.
That's the kind of energy I like. Yeah.
That counts. That make people cringe. That counts as power. That counts.
You're feral.
If it does psychic damage, that it counts.
It's magic.
Just me breathing huskily.
Husky breathing is magic. Don't ever say it's not.
Yeah.
Not in this house.
Not in this house.
Chuck Hell says, fascinating guest tonight. That's you, Devin.
I'm so glad that you enjoy it because otherwise I would be insufferable.
Chuck, you have to see Devin. She performs out at Bat City. Chuck goes to Bat City.
Oh yeah, I'll also be at Bat City. I'll be with you a couple of days. At least 3 that are on the chart for me now.
Fabulous.
I'll see about getting more. October's a very busy time for performers.
Yeah.
But I will be out there and I will be in clown face and I will be bottle walking. I will be doing some belly dance things and some sword things. And it'll be a really good time. I do tend to say some really unhinged things out there.
That's the place to do it.
But it's great. And also Zach's gonna be there. Gay Satan.
I need to get
shall
him
be there.
on. Gay Satan, be on the podcast. That's your invitation.
Come on, Gay Satan.
Old Satan of the
Old Satan of the hemos.
Homosexual Satan.
Homosexual Satan.
Your friend and mine, Jeremy the artist.
Yes.
It sounds great. Amazing job tonight. Thank you.
Yay.
Thank you, Devin.
Thanks.
We appreciate you.
Super cool. Super excited to have been here, you guys.
Say goodbye.
Bye. Later.
My name is Scarah, Damsel of the Doom. It's all right. That was from
Bye. Get out.
I'll see you in your scream. Where's the scream? Where's the
screaming?
Supposed to be a scream. Oh, did you hear it?